Music, in the grand scheme of things, is propaganda. The infectious rhythms and sharply worded phrases dance circles around the minds of its listeners, and open the gates to discussion about deeper meaning which circulates the message even further. Pop music, a genre named specifically for its masses of followers, follows the trend well. The term pop stems from the word popular, which much of the rock genre had been deemed by the start of the 1950s. A lot of the pop music borrows elements from other genres, so while typically it is hard to pinpoint as a direct descendant of a particular genre, its core remains consistent. Repetitive choruses, hooks, simple rhythms, anything that makes you want to dance around while stuck in rush hour traffic. The simple and predictable songs of the pop genre combined with favored aspects of other genres make for a massive following. With pop creating such a name for itself, it had to use the newfound power to make a statement, and that it did. Many big-name pop artists have spoken out about the degrading, demeaning, and downright dirty portrayal of women our society has created. Yes, pop music supports the feminist movement in every way, but it established itself as the ironic anti-hero, explicitly promoting the absurdity of reality, while backhandedly critiquing the system that it has established. One song in particular depicts the dynamic of what is and what should be very well. In their song Animal, Maroon 5 explores the dynamic of the victim and the predator and addresses the problems within. First, the song establishes its hyperbolized nature. This suggests the woman is such a toxic force that the speaker has no choice but to take violent measures to disconnect himself. It effectively victimizes the predator when the entire song is, on surface level, about him and his prey. After the song establishes its use of extremity, it creates a parallel of reality and ideal reality. Yeah, you can start over, you can run free, you can find other fish in the sea, you can pretend it's meant to be, but you can't stay away from me. This demonstrates the idea of what is and what should be. You can't stay away from the oppression, the danger, the fear of being victimized, but you can try. The very idea of running free alludes to the concept of there being something to run away from in the first place. It says that women should be able to feel safe, but even when they are, it's only because of absurd measures taken. When the speaker addresses any part of the song at any given time, he likens himself to the beasts. Baby, I'm playing on you tonight, hunt you down, eat you alive, just like animals, animals like animals most. Maybe you think that you can hide, I can smell yourself for miles, just like animals, animals like animals most. This is part of the chorus, the most repeated portion of the song and therefore the most important. It suggests the dominance of humanity over the rest of the animal kingdom. A higher level of class and sophistication is supposed to be the intrinsic property of mankind, yet the acts represented in a song are, even by the predator's terms, animalistic. This is a clear demonstration of the song calling for the need to better oneself. Artist with a similar statement, Katy Perry, simultaneously creates and critiques a society in which women are nothing more than pretty objects. In California Girls, the women are depicted as classless, ditzy, pretty girls with nothing of value to offer. The song starts by displacing the convention of society.
Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.
Immediately establishes the idea of another realm. Shakespeare did this too. In order to address a local issue without offending the audience, writers often create their scenes in far-off locations or other times. Romeo and Juliet in Verona, Italy, for instance. This idea suggests whatever chaotic story to follow, sadly, and much to the writer's discontent, reflects itself in modern life. Following the displacement of the story, she ironically boasts about the magical land of California. On the surface, she says no one compares to these girls, but in the literal sense, nothing and no one ventures to the Golden Coast with these mythical women. Why would anyone want to? Distasteful dancing and brainless bimbos are glorified in the land of lollipops. As if the caricature of women being idiotic wasn't enough, she refers to them as California girls, G-U-R-L-S, with a U. G-U-R-L ALS is a made-up word which again relates to the absurdity of the depiction of young women presented in this song. Just like it is set in the far-off land, it is set with made-up words, creating a problem with grammar but not syntax. This is clearly symbolic of recognizable problems with female image that don't specifically disrupt the flow of the rest of society, making the issue someone else's problem. In addition to Katy Perry's use to displacement, Taylor Swift also tells her story in a time and place separate from the listeners. She depicts the idea of women being nothing but damsels in distress waiting their lives away until a man comes to the rescue. She alludes to the story of Romeo and Juliet for this.
That you were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said stay away from Juliet.
Shows the entrapment of women by the current state of society. She places the concept in the realm of Shakespearean Verona for a reason similar to Katy Perry's. While she claims that society has effectively trapped womankind by convention, she also makes a claim that this is not the original state.
We were both young when I first saw you. I closed my eyes.
Youth is symbolic of innocence, and by saying we were both young suggests a time of equality, perhaps before the Common Era. However far back this time was is irrelevant to the idea that we can return to that state through effort, innocent of prejudice, bigotry, and sexism. She both starts and ends the song on this phrase, enhancing the importance of necessity of change. The bridge speaks directly to the audience of the song.
I got tired of waiting, wondering if you were ever coming around. My faith in you was fading.
She speaks of waiting for change she so promptly calls for. Will there be a time when men and women are alike and young again? Or are we nothing but animals, the so-called leaders of the kingdom, nothing more than mere victims of the circle of life?
Baby, I'm playing